and welcome to another Hot Dogs as Legal Tender episode of We Only Look Thin. I am Katherine Weigel. I am one of your hosts. I'm a Tiny Habit certified coach, a Thrive Global certified coach. I've lost over 100 pounds and kept it off for over 7 years. And with me today is former child actor.
That's right, Donald Weigel. And believe me, I can be bought with hot dogs. I am one of the hosts of the show. I've lost about 100 pounds. I've kept it off for about 7 years, and we're here to talk about it.
We are here to talk about your debut. No, how is it pronounced? Debut?
Yeah.
Debut?
Debut. No, you had it right. It was debut.
Donald, this is something we have kept from our audience. Like, you think we've told you everything, but we have not, everyone. Donald is a former child actor.
Okay, we're
when he was a child, he was a current child actor.
Yeah.
But now it's former because now he is older. But we are swimming in hot dogs, everyone, because that's how he got paid. Do you want to talk about that, Donald? Now that I've forced this upon you.
Yeah, when I was a youngster, I lived in Johnstown, Pennsylvania, which is a steel town in western Pennsylvania.
Steel town.
Yeah. And they shot the movie, for some reason, All the Right Moves, with Tom Cruise and Leah Thompson there. And there was a scene there were several scenes where they were playing football, and they, in order to get free people to come to the crowd, they advertised, come watch a movie being filmed, and they gave out free hot dogs.
And guess who knocked over the other children to get into the stands for the hot dogs?
Yeah, no, there were several injuries caused by me, barreling through people to get to much younger children than me. To get to the free hot dogs.
Okay, and it was actually a steel town, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, for real. Yeah.
Okay,
no,
and
there was a major steel plant there.
Are you saying that they had an open casting call for minors and minors? Is that what you're saying, Donald?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Not to lead the witness, but...
Yeah.
But, Donald, hot dogs, and Tom Cruise, and his original teeth were all in that movie together, making all the right moves, cheering on. Because, we all know in the 1980s, there were two things. Either you worked in a steel mill or you were a quarterback. Those were the two jobs available to people in 1983. And but Donald broke the mold because he was the captain of the hot dog team. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know.
Yes, the school saw my talents and they put them to the best use.
Okay, so
I was instantly named captain of the hot dog team.
So Western Pennsylvania, aside from steel and Tom Cruise, is known for Heinz ketchup, which is basically why there is any other ketchup in the game. Is not why bother? Why is anyone even trying for that?
We may get some hate mail, but I don't understand the existence of any other type of ketchup, frankly.
It is so good. Anyway, we've been to the Ketchup Museum in Pittsburgh. It's fantastic.
True. Yeah.
It was heartwarming.
Yeah, we bought souvenirs.
Just ketchup is fantastic. We can all agree that ketchup is a great thing.
Yeah.
So Donald, child actor, all the right moves, Tom Cruise. Though Donald might have been a subplot in all the right moves.
Yes. Yeah, if you look very closely at the crowd scenes, you might get a glimpse of 13-year-old me.
Donald Weigel. But we're talking about football quarterbacks today.
Yeah, this isn't just a love letter to ketchup and hot dogs.
No, which, I mean, empirically, it's like saying air is good. We already know that ketchup and hot dogs are good.
Right.
But what we don't talk about is how quarterbacks think they rule the roost.
They think they're so big.
The movie was literally...
They've probably never been captain of the hot dog team. I will tell you that much.
But they think... They just think that they are the coolest and the bestest of them all. And
the bestest
of them all. Yeah. But you've got to have a certain like attitude to be a quarterback. I think you've got to have the mentality that you're super duper great.
Yeah.
And Tom Cruise, he made, and I think one of the, the cornerstones or like the things that you can believe in about We Only Look Thin is that we have like vague recollections of 1980s movies and their plot points.
I don't think I've seen the movie since the 1980s, but we're sort of basing a whole episode around the gimmick of All the Right Moves.
But in it, Tom Cruise, I guess they don't win the big game against the crosstown rivals, which is also a really big issue in the 1980s.
Yeah,
the crosstown rivals. Holy smokes.
One more fun fact, though. My high school marching band is actually featured in the movie as the high school marching band.
What?
Yeah. I was a little too young to be in the high school marching band at that point. But I did join that high school marching band.
Hot dog. With the promise of hot dogs.
That's right, with the promise of hot dogs. That's right.
Okay.
That's right, everyone. I was captain of the hot dog team and in the marching band.
He was a trumpet player.
I was about as cool as it gets.
He was. But in it, I guess, they don't win the big game.
Yeah.
Right?
And I actually didn't remember that.
Okay. So, I did as much as 1 minute of research about the film.
That's like 40 seconds more than I did.
Right. So, a mob of hooligans goes to the coach's house. Who was the only coach available in the 1980s. He was also the dad from Poltergeist.
Oh, Craig T. Nelson.
Okay, he's amazing. He's America's dad.
And he played Coach in the sitcom Coach.
I know. He's Coach and everything.
He's very, very coachy.
Typecast.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they don't win the game. And so a mob forms. A mob of minors forms. And they go and...
Were any of the miners?
The miners.
Yeah.
And they trashed his front yard.
Oh, no.
They trashed it.
All those hooligans.
And Craig T. Robinson sees Tom Cruise, sans hot dog, in the crowd and is like, "You're off the team, man." And he's like, "What?" And
that's what he says?
Yeah. I don't know. There weren't a lot of lines back then. Anyway, but so he's like, "I'm making all the right moves as the quarterback and we still lost." And then I made the wrong move by trashing Coach's front yard.
Oh man.
And
all Tom Cruise.
So, but Tom Cruise, and I think we all do this. We're all Tom Cruise, everybody. Get ready for it. And this is the second Tom Cruise of the summer.
Very recently.
We can't stop talking about him.
Talked about,
but he is like, "I did everything right and we still lost. And I'm going to trash the coach's yard."
Yeah.
And I'm assuming that those were the lyrics to the movie.
Right. The lyrics, because movies have lyrics.
Yeah. But he's like, "I did everything right and we still lost. And so now I'm going to be mad at the coach." When really... maybe they didn't have a budget for mirrors in this movie. Were there mirrors in Western Pennsylvania, Johnstown, America?
Yeah, we had a few.
So you might have had mirrors, but you didn't look in any of them, Tom Cruise, America.
That's right.
Because really, when we step back, when we step away from the emotions, when we step away from the drama and the crosstown rivals, really the only thing we can work on is ourselves. And that is terrible news, America. Who really wants to be introspective and look at themselves? But we are turning this into, in case you were wondering, this isn't about football, everybody. This isn't... What? We are not a football podcast?
I'm as surprised as everyone else.
We are turning this around. And this is actually a secret analogy right in front of your face, everybody, for the habits that we say we're giving it all to.
Yeah.
We are making all the right moves, and yet the scale isn't budging. I'm not losing any weight.
I mean, I don't know how many times I've said that, and I don't know how many times I've heard other people say that. I'm doing everything right, but the scale just isn't moving.
Exactly. So sometimes the biggest plays we fumble are the ones we don't even realize we are calling. That's about football. And guess what? This is another football episode. This is a Guy episode. Catherine came up with it, everybody. I just want to make that clear. Donald had nothing to do with this.
I know, it's very true. And I think that we should pause for a minute and let everyone in on another secret. Which is
I don't even know what the secret is. That's so secret. It's a double secret.
You do. You have actually patterned your weight loss coaching after Craig T. Nelson's character.
But he's a delight. I did. And guess what? Okay, this is a tie-in, and this has nothing. Yeah. Okay, everybody who's listening, go do some NEAT or something. This isn't about you. So I found out at the end of the movie that Craig T. Nelson actually gets a job coaching at Cal Poly USA America, California, which is where our dear friend went.
Oh, yeah.
So he moved out to Cal America Poly.
Wow. I didn't even know they had a football team.
Yeah, they're called the Mustangs.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Maddie the Mustang. I actually sent our friend a message about Maddie the Mustang just the other day.
I have been married to you for a very long time, and I didn't realize you were such a college football expert.
No, it's our friend went to Cal Poly. She's a proud Mustang. So don't naysay this episode.
No.
Do Mustangs Okay,
no.
Sorry. I'm not sorry, but whatever. Okay, anyway, we're back to football, and we're back to our habits being football. So we are going to ask you whether you are a Cal Poly Mustang or a hot dog toting quarterback from Johnstown, Pennsylvania.
That's right.
We are going to ask you to Monday morning quarterback. We're going to ask you to Monday morning quarterback your own habits today. And Monday morning quarterbacking is generally that, like, when you're watching a playback and you're not actually in the game, you're like, oh man, they should have done this move or they should have done that move. That would have been all the right moves. But we judge other people, but we're going to ask you to judge yourself today.
Yeah, it's used in sports. And look, a lot of people probably already know this, but just in case you don't, it's used in sports to describe somebody who has all of the answers after words, who in hindsight can look back and say, well, the team should have done this, and this, and then they would have won. And it's so much easier to do that after it's already too late.
Right. And when you're not in the game and you're not playing it and it's not your conditions, it's easy to do that. But we're going to ask you to step back and watch your own habits from the past, and to see the plays clearly, and to not blame yourself or not blame like the program that you're doing or the crosstown rivals for ruining everything, and actually just kind of dispassionately look at your habits and really give yourself the opportunity to adjust based on the facts, not the feelings.
Yeah, and part of the idea of this is that what we tell ourselves really does shape our strategy and how we go about things. So it feels really good to tell yourself, I'm doing everything right. But what if it's not true?
Yeah.
What if you're not actually doing everything right and you're just sort of looking past the mistakes that you're making? What if the story you're telling yourself doesn't match the results? It might be time to rewrite the playbook, so to speak, that you're following. You can't just have wishful thinking and win from that. You can't just call plays based on I feel like what I'm doing should be working, so I don't know why it's not working.
Exactly. So this episode actually came up because someone in Wolt Place, We Only Look Thin Place, had talked about feeling like they were doing all the right things, but weren't making progress. And a lot of times when we've talked about this before, we just sort of make that broad statement of, I'm doing all the right things.
Yeah.
Okay, well, what are the things? Really get granular and ask yourself, what are the habits that you have in place? And when we get away from the feeling of, I'm giving it all, thinking about weight loss isn't the same as actually having habits that get you where you're going. So there are so many different habits that make up our weight loss goals. We're drinking water, we're getting in sleep, we're setting boundaries. But like, I didn't lose 100 pounds by setting boundaries and drinking water. The reason I lost the weight is because I was eating at a deficit.
Yeah.
So we are going to start with a big one, everybody, is how accurate are you actually being with what you are eating? Donald said he found something about unit bias. Ooh, science.
Yeah, there's a cognitive bias, a sort of a lie that we tell ourselves as human beings, where we believe that one like portion of something, no matter how large that portion is, we convince ourselves that that's one unit.
Yeah.
So that if you open up a half-ounce bag of individual chips, or you open up a 2-ounce bag of individual chips, or you open up a 10-ounce bag of full-size bag, that to our brain is one unit. And, we fool ourselves. We tend to very much underestimate how many calories we're eating when we're not accurately weighing and measuring and actually accurately tracking how much we're eating.
Right. So are you eyeballing your portions? Are you relying on whatever doesn't fall off the tablespoon obviously counts as a tablespoon? This isn't supermarket sweep. We're not trying to in 30 seconds, what can you fit in your basket?
I used to love that show.
But if it doesn't fall off the spoon, that means it's a tablespoon. And that can mean the difference between 300 calories and 150 calories. And that adds up day after day.
Yeah, our brain thinks a large value meal is one item. I'm not even kidding. I know that might sound crazy, but we want to think of that as one item. So a value meal that includes the soda and the large fries along with the sandwich, feels like we're only eating one thing at that point.
Exactly. So if you right now are just kind of estimating, maybe you're using your measuring cups, maybe you're just eyeballing how much you think is on a plate, please, please, please go back to your food scale and measure in grams. That is the most accurate way to see if your portion actually matches what you're estimating you're eating. Because a lot of times it's not like, oh my gosh, I'm only eating 1,500 calories a day and I'm not losing weight. And then you go and actually weigh the food that you're eating, and tablespoon by tablespoon, suddenly you're like, oh, I'm eating at 2,100 calories because I'm not. And this literally still happens to me where I take photos of the food that I'm eating.
Yeah.
And I was tracking all my calories. I'm like, okay, I think I've got everything. And then literally yesterday, I looked at my photo and I was like, where'd that avocado come from? And it was
who put that there? Someone doctored this photo.
It was, literally, it was a very small amount. So it was maybe 40 calories. But still, that kind of portion blindness is a real thing. And when we don't get accurate, we say, I'm doing everything right and nothing is working. So we're going to challenge you to just step back, use that scale. It's also better to track before you eat, unlike what I did yesterday, which was I tracked everything. Oh my God. Oh yeah, there's that avocado.
Yeah.
So spend a week focusing on precision. Don't think about close enough or it's about what I think it is. Go with precision and see how that changes your circumstance.
And also, this isn't just about the obvious. It is also about the mindless. It's not about being lazy. It's about being distracted.
That's huge.
And, I have fallen into this trap over and over again where I just don't even think about it, and I'll grab some food that's in front of me, or somebody offers me something and I'll eat it. And then I just sort of forget about it, or I don't think about the fact that I have opportunities to get in some movement at various points, and I just get distracted and I don't follow through. A lot of our behaviors are just copying other people.
Yeah.
We eat when others eat. We sit when others sit. we're Tom Cruise and we join in when they go and vandalize the coach's house just because the other people are doing it. We don't think about it. But if you want to stand out and accomplish your goals, you have to call your own plays, and you have to be very mindful about what you're doing. And unfortunately, it takes some work and some focus to really, keep that mindlessness at bay all the time. But you're not trying to win somebody else's game. You're not trying to eat the way other people are eating. You have to eat and exercise and move in a way that's right for you. So you have to build your own strategy and do your own things at the times when they work for you.
Well, and I think so often, again, going with the flow is like, oh, well, Donald just grabbed a handful of whatever. Like, I'm going to do that too. And then he's tracked it, he's pre-planned for it, and I haven't, but I'm sort of going along with the flow. And so often I see people who resent other people's eating behavior.
Yeah.
My husband gets to eat a lot more. My kids get to eat a lot more. Like, they're not gaining weight. Our daughter bought a bag of donuts last night. And like, she eats one tiny donut and then the bag will last 2 weeks. Where for me, it's like, there's a portion, everybody.
Oh yeah,
like,
that bag would be gone for sure.
But when we match other people's behaviors and then get resentful that we're not getting the results that we want, and we just sort of like claim like, well, it's not fair. Like, okay, well, do you want to be successful in your game, or do you want to just point fingers and be mad that other people get to eat what they want? Because it is a losing battle, everybody.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so next, who is the sportscaster in your brain? What is that inner voice that you're working with? Is it impartial? Is it constructive? Is it a sycophant? Who is
Whoa.
Just
I gotta pull out my dictionary.
How about
app.
this? A yes man. Oh, you're doing everything right. You're great. Everything you do is great, man. Like, do you just have someone who in your head who is just telling you that you are great and perfect and are above any kind of criticism or,
I've always wanted the kind of money that it takes to hire yes men.
I know, but then there's always, like, in the movie, there's, like, the one person that calls him out who's like, hey, I'm going to hold you accountable.
No, that guy's getting fired.
That guy's getting fired.
Yeah, in my organization.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you need a neutral analyst in your head, not some dramatic commentator, not someone who is just, like, telling you that you're the best and inflating your ego. When we get back into those things of those loopholes of like, I earned this or I was good all day, it might sound like you're cheering yourself on. Like, yeah, you did a great job. It's time to pound some brews. I was thinking pound brews, but then I was like imagining throwing Gatorade on myself, which I don't know. I don't want to do that.
Don't throw brews on yourself.
No.
Yeah.
But is it true and is it helpful? And are you doing things that are marching you toward your goals, up the battlefield of the gridiron football? Or
very well sportsly said, dear.
Thank you. Or are you just sort of enabling your own negative habits?
And another thing that you need to do is be really honest about yourself, with yourself, about the amount of effort you're actually putting in. We oftentimes, think that we're putting in, pro quality effort, but we're actually putting in little league quality effort. So you really have to examine, am I really putting in as much effort as I think I am? Because if you put in little league efforts, you're not going to get Super Bowl results. And you really need to ask yourself honestly, how am I really showing up? Examine, step back, act like, you're looking at film of yourself, which is something that athletes do. They watch tape of themselves playing, and then they can really evaluate, what they're doing, because in the moment they might think that they're doing everything right. But when they really step back and examine it, they figure, oh, look, I did this move wrong. I turned my body wrong this way. I didn't put in enough effort in this area. And we have to do the equivalent of those things to make sure that we're actually putting in the effort that we think we are.
Well, and I think, too, it made me think of like a music track that goes along with some compelling, the last play of the game, and it's like this like righteous like Ride of the Valkyries, like everybody's going crazy and everything. But like that's how you feel when you're like, I have to measure this peanut butter. It feels like you're just like, it's like just the biggest effort in the whole world. But if you change the soundtrack and then suddenly it's like yakety crack, like, what do you need to, like, what is like the real, like, if you pull it away, are you really giving that A+ Valkyrie effort, or are you just like running around with your like one of those videos where they play like a movie without the music?
Yeah, and it just looks ridiculous.
Really awkward.
Yeah. Or put the wrong music in. Yeah,
right.
Like so are you actually like Eye of the Tiger, or are you like the Benny Hill theme song?
Right. So here is the thing with self-reflection. You literally do not have to change a doodle thing.
Whoa, language.
I know. This is what we get. PG-13 didn't even exist when this movie came out.
Oh, yeah, it's true.
By the way. But you don't actually have to do anything. You don't have to be on the team. You don't have to track anything. If you are just like, no way, man, I'm making all the right moves, you can just keep believing that. You don't have to change anything. But you have to be willing to deal with the results or the consequences of the choices that you're making. And if you are not willing to adjust anything, if you're not ready to level up, if you're not ready to focus on accuracy, portion control, like taking your own, or like making yourself the lead instead of following what other people are doing, then you're not going to make any changes. And that's okay. But again, you have to be willing to deal with the consequences of that. And if you're going to give Little League effort, like, sure, maybe you'll get a participation trophy, and you've got to be okay with that because you're not going to get the results that you say you want. So let go of that kind of Super Bowl A+ level, ideal of yourself, and be okay with playing in the little leagues, everybody. So and none of this is about shame. It's not about like, oh my gosh, I was so deluded. I don't know if Tom Cruise ever said he was deluded. Like,
I'm sure he didn't in 1983. There was no male character who had that kind of like self-reflection.
No. And okay, I won't talk about that. I feel like he didn't learn any lessons in that. Just from what I read about the summary, they were like, oh, I feel bad. He's going to be a criminal if he doesn't get a football scholarship. Like, those aren't the two choices, everybody. You can just be like a normal guy selling hot dogs, eating hot dogs, whatever. So,
there are plenty of hot dog based lives that you can pursue that don't involve crime.
Exactly. So none of this self-correction or self-assessment is about blame or criticizing. It's about the opportunity to level up and be a little bit more strategic about how you are spending your time. You're not broken. You're just in a phase where adjustment is more helpful than like mindless affirmations that you're doing your best. So often in the past, when I felt like I couldn't live up to the plan, or that I had failed, or, well, I'm eating lasagna from a non-chain restaurant. I don't know how many points this has. Obviously, Weight Watchers is terrible. Exactly. So instead of like virtually trashing Weight Watcher coach Craig T. Nelson's house and just being like, this plan is terrible. Like, of course I can't walk because it's raining. Instead of just, like throwing up the towel or in the towel, or whatever direction the towel goes.
The towel goes in.
Okay. Like, just be honest about your effort, your accountability, how you can pivot and adapt to make it work. Because no one is telling you to join the team. Like, you are in this because you say you want to take care of yourself, improve your health. And if you are able to step back and look more critically at your own plays, you will be closer to making
all the right moves.
There we go. Not rehearsed, everybody.
I was not ready for that. But I caught on, luckily.
Yay.
So thank you so much for listening, everyone. You have yourself made all of the right moves just by listening to this podcast.
Already.
And we're so grateful that you've decided to spend some time with us. We have a lot of other episodes out there that you can listen to, enjoy, base your life on. And the most recent 300 are available on all of the major podcast platforms. And you can go all the way back to the first episode and listen on YouTube or anytime at our website at weonlylookthin.com.
Yep. And if you're at our website, click on that link for join our support group. Join our team.
Yeah.
We Only Look Thin Place is a Facebook-based accountability group for women. We are not only a Facebook group, though. I know I led with that, but there's more. Wait, what?
Wait, there's more.
I also do weekly Zoom meetings where you can get coaching and insight and support from other people on their journey ventures. I was on a Zoom call the other day, and there was just some really great feedback about just having that presence and accountability and check-in with an actual real human person. It makes a difference for me even after all these years. I need accountability. I need to remind myself of all of the things that I say are important to myself. So please give us a try. We have a 3-day complimentary trial if you sign up for a monthly subscription, and a 7-day complimentary trial with a 3-month subscription. So figure out which one is right for you. Give us a try, and we will help you make the right moves. So, sorry, I didn't expect you to tag along with that.
And it's basically like getting direct input from Craig T. Nelson himself. So it as an added bonus, if you sort of squint and use your imagination.
Maybe there's a Zoom filter where I can look like Craig T. Nelson.
Yeah,
I don't know if I need that.
Yeah, let's look that up. And if you'd like to interact with us in other ways, you can find us on social media. We are at We Only Look Thin on Instagram and Facebook. Or you can send us an email if you have an episode suggestion, if you have a question. We've turned a lot of listener emails into episodes of this show. Or if you just want to reach out and say hi, give us a compliment. We enjoy getting those emails too. And you can do all of that to weonlylookthin@gmail.com.
Yep. And if you have a couple of extra minutes, head over to Apple Podcast and leave us a rating and a review. I think we're over 731 star reviews now.
All
so
right.
Thank you so much for that. We are barreling down on our 400th episode. We would love more support and more stars from you, our dear listeners, to let us know that what we're doing after all these years is still making a difference, and it also helps other people find our podcast. So do your part, join the team, get a virtual hot dog. Thanks from us.
Yeah, so we'll figure out a way to give you a virtual hot dog. Another way you could really help us out is just to tell somebody about the show. If you know somebody who might get something out of it, if you are in an internet group and a Facebook group, a Discord server, a subreddit, and it makes sense to give us a shout out, that is really one of the best ways that helps the show grow at no charge to you.
Free 99.
Exactly. So if we've made you so angry during this episode that you are currently on your way to trash the coach's house, please instead just remember that Catherine and I are an inspiration. The information that you hear on this podcast is for informational purposes only. The hosts are not medical professionals. You should always consult with your doctor, nurse, or other certified health professional before beginning any diet or fitness program.